Hello YouTube, it's MJTRadio here to give you something a little different tonight. The Room by Tommy Wiseau is playing in my background right now, and I've actually quoted this movie quite a lot, and I do it in everyday life too. I know quite a lot about this movie, but I've never actually watched it beginning to end. And so I'm striving to do that right now. It's unbearable as you can imagine, but actually I feel like I've found what I think is the true recurring theme of this movie. I think I've found out exactly what it is trying to portray. And I'm gonna try and keep that brief and all, but what the purpose of The Room actually is supposed to be. And I'm not defending the film by any means. I mean, it's still god awful, but it is a guilty pleasure of mine. It is a hilarious movie. I'm not gonna lie, it gets me laughing out loud just from the little clips I've seen, and actually seeing this movie in its wholeness is even more ridiculous. But this is my very brief explanation of what I think The Room really is. And essentially, this is what I think the plot of this movie is. I think what Tommy Wiseau was saying when he wrote The Room is this very strange, really mixed up idea that bad things happen to good people. And I think that's the whole point, because, I mean, you can look at the character of Johnny, and, you can hate him. I hate Johnny. I think he's but it's more Tommy Wiseau's acting than the actual character, but it is partly the character, too. But, anyway, you look at the character of Johnny, and by all rights, it seems like he should be the greatest, nicest guy in the world. Because, I mean, what has he done? What has he done? Let's look at that. I mean, he's a successful banker who is frustrated that he's not getting what he deserves, and, as any of us would be. He's buying all these gifts for this woman he wants to marry. He wants to spend his life with this woman very much, even though he knows he's not really satisfying her, and he wants to do better at that. And, you got that on top of the fact that, he's saving the bank a bunch of money, and he's frustrated, but he's not really complaining about it a huge amount, and he's practically adopted this college kid. And, all that is really weird, and it just makes no sense, but I think it's Tommy Wiseau trying to say that this is the perfect human being. This is what everyone should strive to be. This is the person who cares about the people around him so much that you just can't hate him. It of course doesn't work, because most people do hate Johnny. I don't like Johnny as a character, but I think that was the message that he was supposed to get across. And some of the scenes in the movie, how Johnny is naively innocent, how he doesn't want to believe that he's being betrayed and all this. There's all of that too, and I mean, it's stupid, it's horribly done, but I think that's kind of the idea Wiseau was going for. I think I have no great way of knowing, of course, and just that's just what I think he was aiming for with The Room. And then, on top of that, just some of the metaphors, or some of the stuff he's doing with. I'm sorry, Adult Swim is playing, but they're playing one of the chicken scenes in slow motion. I'm sorry, but anyway, just this whole concept, and the fact that during the scenes where they're just throwing the football back and forth, that's stupid, that's idiotic. But I think it's supposed to be saying time is passing, and Johnny, Mark, and Denny still have this great friendship going for themselves. And, I think that's what Tommy Wiseau wants us to believe, but, we all know it's utter bull, and it just horribly executed. But I still think it's what he wants us to believe. And again, I think this entire movie is just, let's create this really, really good, positive character who's supposed to be happy. Let's put him in a terrible situation and see how he responds. And I think that's what Tommy Wiseau was aiming for. This would be so much less interesting if Wiseau hadn't played Johnny himself. And the fact that he plays Johnny himself is like Wiseau saying, "Oh yes, I am best person in the world. Everyone should be like me." If he had gotten another actor to do the role of Johnny, I'm sure it would be so much less egotistical and condescending feeling. Plus, "You are tearing me apart, Lisa." That might sound like a serious line instead of, "You are tearing me apart, Lisa." Oh, boy, but this movie is a mess. I'm not going to deny it. Nobody should deny it any more than they should deny it's unnecessary to zoom in on Mark's face just because he shaved. That wasn't very necessary, was it? I think I kind of get this angle Tommy Wiseau was going for, but I maintain I think it was just so horribly executed, and that this, I guess, could have been a good movie, or could have been a movie that wasn't so bad it's good. Because I love The Room, I do, and it's on right next to me, and it looks like Mark and Lisa are about to engage again. So looking forward to seeing the end. I've seen most of it, but this will be the first time I've seen it beginning to end. And, I think I've kind of hit on some of these symbols that Tommy Wiseau might have been trying to show that just got so utterly lost in translation that no one could possibly understand them, and nobody is supposed to understand them. This is an idiotic movie. It's an idiotic premise that's been done to death, but it's still just, I feel like I've found something with this movie that might, it's not even meant to save this movie. It makes it even worse that he creates this character that he plays, and I am so sure he modeled off of himself, because he always wanted to play the role as Johnny. Even when this was just going to be a play, it was going to be in earlier stages of the movie, I'm pretty sure Johnny is just a carbon copy of Wiseau. And I am so sure that, I'm not defending this movie, that I'm just saying that I think this is what he's saying, and that when bad things happen, sometimes bad things happen to good people. And that's what happens to Johnny in the movie, who is supposed to be this really, really good person, I guess. And this is what happens. He gets betrayed by his best friend, his girlfriend, he shoots himself. Well, can't blame the movie. At least it had a happy ending. This has been MJTRadio, investigating, the very concept of things that frankly don't need to be explored. Thanks for watching.